really wish we just went ahead and took Joe's idea and just left. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Get me out of here. No, you're not leaving me to this, Froggy. You're going to stick around. Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine. I'm from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show. Today, for what? For The Flash, unfortunately. Season 9, Episode 5. And joining me, as always, of course, is Froggy. Not by choice.
You're as evil as that Red Death, making me stay here.
At least I'm better written. So, yes, it's part 2, The Mask of Red Death. What a name. And Red Death has a plot to go ahead and take over the city. Breaks into the CCPD, because we're jumping right in. I want to get through this as fast as possible, so that way I don't have to suffer with the thought of it anymore. And if that sounds rough, you haven't tried watching The Flash. So, when we're watching as Red Death takes over CCPD and basically throws people left and right without actually killing anybody. You don't want anybody to actually die. You got to deliver justice, but in their own way. She has a plot, a plan, and it basically includes causing havoc throughout the city, getting people to go ahead and throw riots and go ahead and loot while her rogues are out on the streets. And meanwhile, Flash is trying to figure out what to do because he is low on his speed. I barely have my speed, as he says through like 15 times through the first half of this episode. And they try to figure out, well, where can we go from here? And so they go ahead and take Cecile and realize, okay, we can track Red Death, figure out where she is right now. And they do go ahead and do that, but Cecile also gets a hint of someone else, someone in great pain. Chillblaine, who was implied to have died last week, is alive, unfortunately, and strung up. So Flash goes ahead, he picks up his own rogues, and decides, let's go. Miranya, no. Goes ahead, and they're going to go rescue Mark.
Well, I gotta say, though, these riots were mostly peaceful.
It's mostly peaceful. Fire all around. Red lightning. It's a trap. They don't say it's a trap, but it's a trap. Because Red Death rushes in, takes the last of Flash's speeds. I took the last of your speed, Flash. And basically taunts him for like 5 minutes, saying, "You lost!" Haha! As a bunch of different versions of her appear all throughout the city. These psychic versions of Red Death who basically stand around repeating the same 2 lines. Don't worry, justice will be served. Blah, 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 blah. Finally, though, we know why.
No,
she has a power.
It says, stay inside your homes. Justice will be served.
Stay in your homes, yes. After getting back, trying to figure out, there's only one scene that has a hint of what this show used to be, and that's when Joe actually speaks with Barry. Because even though you are surrounded by this filth on television, utter trash before you, you are reminded that their dynamic was some of the greatest stuff in the early seasons. Whenever Joe would give Barry a pep talk, it was one of those moments that just hit right in the soul. Well, here you have to also think about the fact that half the stuff they're saying is stupid. Oh, Cecile is needed here. I know. So I got to stop trying to protect her. Okay. Well, let's not get into the travesty that is Cecile's character at this point. But he also talks about wanting to leave, trying to figure out. And so they decided against that for now, for the minute. Literally the minute, because there's like 2 scenes later that he says that, okay, I have an idea. But Flash decides, okay, I know what to do now. I thought there was some good in Grodd before, who is actually the one giving these psychic projections, because it turns out that Gorilla City that came onto the Earth whenever all the universes were melded together by Oliver Queen, turns out all those gorillas lost their sentience. Just randomly, you know. It happens. Nobody's nerfect. But yeah, so Grodd basically is staring at dumb animals whenever he gets there, and they scatter across the Earth. And so Grodd is a sad, lonely boy. So when Flash appears, Grodd's like, why should I help you? And Flash says, because I need your help to save the world. He's already helping the bad guy. But somehow Flash is able to go ahead and give him a pep talk of, if there's a way to go ahead and get your people back, your gorillas back, then we'll find it. You don't have to work with Red Death, because Red Death is evil. Okay? Evil. Basically like that. Grodd cuts it off. He's like, okay, sure, that works for me. And he's not seen for the rest of the episode. And apparently in that episode of 3 seasons, where Flash gave him a spark of Speed Force energy, he still has it. So Flash is able to run again. Yay. And that leads to a fight with the Flash, Red Death, and then his rogues, which include Goldface and Pied Piper and one other. What's his name? Hot guy. Flamer.
Blaze? I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't even really have a name. Oh, worth thinking about.
Batman on fire.
But it's not enough to stop Red Death. But you know who is enough to stop Red Death? Batwoman. Batwoman swings in randomly. You know Ryan Wilder, who we learned, 2 episodes ago, that she disappeared for 2 weeks? She comes in randomly, and she goes ahead, puts a smackdown on Red Death after Barry is able to pull the suit off of the evil Ryan, and they basically knock her out. She gets taken to Iron Heights, and they go back to Star Labs afterwards, where Ryan doesn't explain shit. We do not know where Ryan Wilder was for those 2 weeks that she was said to be gone. The entire reason why we considered maybe this is Ryan Wilder, something happened to her, until last week when it was explained. So this... you don't need an explanation. Just watch the schlock and accept it. And finally, Joe has an idea. Oh my God, I hate this. Joe wants to leave the show. He's gone, and he says, I'm taking our daughter with me, but Cecile, I still love you, so why don't you come visit me on the weekends? That's it.
I just want to say something.
Yeah?
Why did they age of the daughter within like a season?
Because they haven't shown her for 3 seasons when she's been around.
She's been under house arrest.
Yeah. And they put her up in a room. So after that, they skip 2 weeks to Joe's goodbye party. And you have Chester and Allegra. They kiss. Oh, yeah, we're finally getting together. And Keone announces when Iris has a minor dizzy spell that, oh yeah, it's because you're pregnant. You didn't know? And that's it. This is just so... I feel like my brain is numbing watching this.
I literally fell asleep at the end.
Yes, Froggy was falling asleep through the episode. You should have heard him snoring underwater. It sounds very weird. But this, it's not good. It's not good at all. You should have just killed Joe off at this point for some dramatic effect. Because there's no way that anyone in their right mind says, oh yeah, I'll stay in the city while you live here on the weekends. I remember in I Love Lucy when, because Ricky in that show was a club manager at that point. So he would have to take the train in. But he would come back pretty much every day. Because that's what you do. You go into the city to work and you come back to the country after. But here they're basically saying, well, Cecile, you can stay around. And oh my gosh, why would I want this? Nobody in their right mind wants this. And next week's episode looks awful. Oh, I should also mention, Chilblain does live. Only because Keone kisses him for a moment and an ice spell like wakes him up. But so that's going to be addressed next week because Keone must have some powers if she is able to announce that Iris is pregnant before she knows it and able to kiss people awake with their ice spells. I don't care. You've made it so that I don't care. Why would I, when I'm just sitting here absorbing this muck of a television show? I feel really bad because I have to go on Twitter and see that, oh, look, they're holding a party saying goodbye to Grant Gustin, and he makes this long post talking about what playing that character is meant to him and the crewmates that have basically become a family. I feel bad because while that's great and all, yes, I'm glad you have spent years of your life doing this, but you deserved better. Everyone on that cast deserves better than the writing that they're getting right frickin' now. The fact that somebody looked at this and said, this is a good idea, is just heart-wrenching. Thank you for joining Puppeting Rants, which is basically what The Flash has become. And I'm sorry, but this is honestly worse than Batwoman Season 3. Because with Batwoman Season 3, at least, I was able to expect it to be bad. There was no sense of hope.
The fact that our less racist Ryan Welder got the final punch in to knock out the more racist.
Yeah, more racist Ryan Welder. Oh, God. So, anyway, the show sucks. I'm sorry. It does. And I'm going to keep saying that for the next, how many? 8 weeks? Is it 8 weeks that we have to go through this garbage?
Is it a full season? I thought it's only 13 episodes.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, 8 weeks. Because...
9.
No. We're on season 9, episode 5.
Ah, crap, that's right, we're on 5.
Do not recommend The Flash to anyone. Because
it's a Jeremy Adams book, which is awesome.
Yes. Recommend good comics to people. Do not recommend this show. Because it is just a travesty.
Recommending this show is basically saying, I wish you die.
Yep. I honestly think that the people who are messing... I saw the trailer for Riverdale, and they are back in the 1950s, and Jughead has to try to convince people to go into the future. Cheryl Blossom now has magical powers, and there's some murder mystery going on in the school. That looks far more interesting than this garbage! River fucking Dale!
Yeah, actually, Riverdale was actually pretty good the first couple seasons. Then they decided to swap around and to say, oh, we're going to break up Archie and Veronica living together for the past 3 seasons. No more Bughead, basically Jughead and Betty.
Yes, I understand. Froggy, you watched Riverdale?
Yeah, I did, because it was great. And then by season 3, it just turned into shit.
Uh-huh. Froggy, share some of your beer to Puppeting to calm him down.
I can't
I'm
share
done.
my beer. My beer's it's prescribed by a psychologist.
Please make sure to like and subscribe on this video. Leave a comment.
He's locked in my basement.
If you want to leave a comment saying why you like this show, please do. Please do. I will not attack an opinion. If you like it, that is your choice, and I respect that. I cannot stand this show. But if you can, good for you. I would like to hear it. But that's it for now. We're going to go talk about a good show now. Goodbye!
Auf Wiedersehen.
So long.